Recently, there was a question that was posted to me asking about whether if renting was really necessary. I think this is an excellent question. First of all, for many Singaporeans who actually want to upgrade to another property, they will have to sell off their current property first. Various reasons including like avoiding ABSD and to actually liquidate their existing properties for more upgrading capital. Some upgraders prefer a resale property simply because of the immediate occupancy after completion and not having to incur costs on renting first. However, in the current high market, there is a very high possibility that they will be overpaying for a resale property that they like. And as we observe, resale prices may not exactly hold their prices well in the high market, let alone making profits. There's another group of people who prefer upgrading to a new launch property that is under construction simply because they prefer new and have no urgent needs for housing. There's just one thing that they need to overcome, and that is they have to rent for the next 3 to 4 years while the new launch property is in construction. Today, I will be sharing more about what are some of the perspectives that these new launch buyers on why they actually choose to spend extra money on renting first instead of getting a resale property that is readily available. One of the most important and common consideration for buying a property in the high market is whether the property that we buy will continue to appreciate in the next 3 to 5 years. Especially when we are considering to buy a resale property in the high market, this is a very important consideration. Yes, the immediate occupancy is a plus for resale. However, the possibility of buying expensive is very high as well. And as we know, the property market works in a cycle, and after a up, there will usually be a down. After we buy expensive at the high market, the next most probable thing will be a down, and this may lead to a drop of prices. In today's example, let's look at Tapestry, the first owner who bought the unit during launch in 2018. He had to consider to rent somewhere first for the first 3 years while the property was building until its TOP in 2021. How much rent would he have paid? Let's do a cross study of the cost involved for both resale and new launch buyers. Assuming the resale property costs $2 million, and for the resale buyers, the mortgage repayment and cost kicks in immediately. Let's assume that the interest payable each month is around $1,800 based on 1.5% interest rate. Next, the MCST payable will cost around $300 per month. Lastly, if we buy a resale property, more than likely we'll want to renovate the entire unit. For a $2 million resale property, more than likely we are looking at a big unit, maybe a 4 or 5 bedroom units. The renovation cost can easily come out to about $80,000. In the span of 5 years, the total cost will come out to around $206,000. Say if we want to sell off the unit after 5 years, we will have to minimally sell it off at $2.206 million in order to just break even. Now, let's look at the new launch property that also costs $2 million. As the building is undergoing construction, the initial cost involved will be the interest incurred of a maximum of $1,500 from progressive payment until TOP. Also, the rental for the first 3 years, assuming it is $3,000. In the subsequent 2 years, the MCST of $300 and the full interest will also kick in. Lastly, as a new launch unit, most of the renovation have also been done. The remaining renovation or touch-up may also cost about only $30,000. So in the span of 5 years, the total cost will come out to $242,400. Say if we sell off the units after 5 years, we will have to sell off the new launch unit at $2.242 million in order to break even. The 5 years total cost difference between the resale and new launch is around $40,000. But comparing to both properties, which do you think will have a better chance of appreciation? In the same example of the Tapestry, this unit was transacted at $1.73 million in 2018, and recently it was transacted at $2.12 million and the seller profited $380,000. If you were to buy this unit in 2022 at $2 million and move it immediately, the potential risk that you will be facing is that those first owners who bought it at $1.73 million won't mind making a lower profit by selling lower than $2 million, while you struggle to sell your $2 million property just to break even during the market downturn. From what we have gathered above, we can conclude that renting might be necessary and can serve as a good bridge to help us make safer choices in our asset progression. Of course, there are much more considerations when coming to select a unit to buy apart from renting. The correct unit selection and ample research done before purchase is also vital to ensure we pick a good unit. If you're considering to explore your options, do contact me. So that's all for today. If there's any topics or questions that you wish for me to talk about, please sure to actually leave them in the comments below. Also, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button so that you do not miss any of my videos. Thank you. Bye bye.